Without compromising my walk with and body with God, how should dating be, especially when most guys just want sex? First, you got to get out your mind most guys. I remember Elisha was like, God, man, am I the only one? He said, man, I got 5,000 others ain't bowed down the bell, right? So what you got to get out of your mind is the negative connotation of most men. We don't know what most men are. So now, don't get me wrong, the closeness of the close pressure or narrative of man is that we are sexual beings. I mean, both like women. Women are sexual beings, but men we are the carriers of seed. We like to sow. Okay, so there is a nature about us when unguarded. But if you have in your mind that most men, just because the men that you have dealt with have been a certain kind of way, doesn't mean that's the narrative of a lot of men. So let's clear it up. I'm not saying you're wrong about that. I understand why you think that, but let's make sure you reshape your mind about that. Without compromising my walk and body with God, how should dating be? Especially dating with guys. First off, you got to understand that a man of God, even though you are attractive sexually to him, he honors God. You do not want to be in a relationship with someone who constantly compromises God or compromises in vital points, right? What I mean by that is you first off, the dating process has to be conceived by God, right? God has a way of supernaturally connecting two people that belong together to ensure that his will is manifested from that union, right? So going in to being available, you have to understand that your availability is predicated on God making you available. What I mean by that, you don't go out there shopping yourself. You don't go out there making yourself available. You don't have to go on dates with everybody. God will supernaturally reveal to you who the person is. Now, tomorrow or next week, I may be talking in detail more about how to date while courting. It seems like a message always kind of creeps in the queue before getting to that, but I'm going to talk more about how to date the one, how to date the one that God has for you. But to help you now, because I'm not sure if you're in a situation where you need an answer now, this is what you need to do. If you are in a relationship with someone, you have to first establish your values. And your values have to be spawned or stemmed from the word of God. Values on purity. What's your values on purity? What's your values on time? What's your values on reciprocity? What's your values on going out with a person? And there has to be values established because it's not most, but some men prey on women who don't have standards, and those who are strong in their manipulative ability knows how to bring women down from their standards. So what you got to do is you got to be okay with a bunch of guys leaving, because those who do not compromise God, a lot of men ain't going to want to deal with that. And you got to be okay with that. You got to be okay with men just being like, oh, word, you're not going to have sex. Oh, word, you're not going to let me do that. Oh, word, you're not going to let me see that. Oh, word, you're not going to let me do that. Oh, word, you're not going to let me see that. Oh, word, you're not going to let me do that. And you got to understand that after that, they going to bounce. And you got to be okay with that. For God I live, for God I die, for God I stand, for God I will not fall, right? When you have that established in your mind, that only opens the door up for the one God has for you, because the one God has for you is going to honor that because they honor it in their own individual life. Now, to make sure I clear this up, it says, how should dating be, especially when most guys want sex? First off, you just got to be able to say, I know who I am and I know what I will not and will not give. And there are a lot of men out there who find you attractive sexually and would love to have sex with you, but their love for God is greater than the thoughts that sneak in their mind. Number one, you just got to be willing not to compromise. And compromising means ensuring that you have strong convictions, strong reasons on why you will or will not do certain things. So dating should be mostly in groups. It should be mostly done in groups. Now, when you get into a place of engagement or you get into a place where you have finalized that this person is the one for you, you do not spawn too far away from accountability. Now, in the beginning, you get in groups because so that you could be safe and guarded from becoming overly infatuated or becoming overly full of zeal, where you be like, it's better to marry than burn. Now, you just got to be in a place where you, or if you do go out one-on-one after you have built a relationship that's birthed out of a group, that you always do things publicly. You always do stuff out in the open. You don't do stuff in the car at 10 o'clock at night. You don't try to spend time at each other's house watching Netflix at 9:45, knowing good and well the sun is down. There's just wisdom. If you got to always date within environments where sin cannot thrive, right? So that means y'all might have to drive in separate cars because you may hang out too long, and you might be able to say, we can't go in a car because when I'm in the car and your skirts come down a little bit much, I'm a human. You got to be able to communicate. Be like, you know what? I can't handle this. You too few. I'm going home. I love you. I like you a lot, but you looking too good. And a man has to be able to communicate. Hey, man, can you wear some things where the curves ain't showing? Can you wear some things where I can't really see the curves? And fellas and ladies can be able to say, you know what? Can you not touch me that way? Can you not put your hand on my, can you not put your hand on my leg? Can you not hold me that way? Because it makes me kind of flustered. The lack of communication leads you to compromise. Upfront communication really puts a block on what was not really a sexual advance or not really a sexual touch, but was just being goofy and whatever. But at least when you communicated, now that person's aware, oh, my bad, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to, but I know here going forward. Now, if the person still tries to do that, even after you communicate it, you got to cut them off or distance yourself for a period of time. Because either something got into you, you might be the one, but you ain't the one right now. You're the one, but you ain't the one right now. Because the one that's the one wouldn't be doing that one thing. Now, okay, now you might be the one, but I need you to go by yourself, talk to God and get that fixed, because I'm not going to allow you, or I don't want you to always open yourself to the enemy and affecting our relationship. And that's one thing I understand. Just because God confirmed it doesn't mean the devil stops fighting it. When you know that person's the one for you, that's when stuff starts getting real. That's when she started looking real good. That's when he started looking real good, because the enemy's going to be putting thoughts in your mind. Well, y'all engaged now, so it's okay to stay a little bit late. Like you just got to be on guard. Watch and pray, both of y'all, lest y'all both fall into temptation. Hope that.